Fio mai loma le tātou malo, ia leo malo tia fo il tātou ofisa, awa leo sumai sunga ia Leiataualesa Renate Rivers. Yeah, Talofa, and welcome back to PMN Samoa. Today we're honored to have an in-house guest joining us. Leiataualesa Renate Rivers is a seasoned Samoan journalist and a former public servant with a deep-rooted connection to Samoa's media and political landscape. She began her career in the public service in 2010 in the government-owned Savali newspaper, and she later served as an assistant CEO of the Government of Samoa, Government's Press and Communications Division in 2021 and in 2021. And she was the editor for Samoa's Observer for a short time. Now she's the senior reporter here at PMN News. Talofa lava lausunga Leiataualesa. Malo so fimunuia.
Papiro e atu lausunga se Yuli. Ia whaatalofa atu fo i whaafonga anga malula tunu le nei tula le aso. Malo so i fua malange ma and warm Pacific greetings.
Malo lava so fimunuia lausunga. Wa mai.
I'm very well, thank you very much.
No, it's an honor and pleasure to have you with us in the studio today. Now, before we get into the interview, see, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, born and raised in Samoa.
Oh, sorry.
I came to school in New Zealand for most of my secondary school. Yeah. And then I went back to Samoa in 2009. And I stayed there for the last 15, 16 years. So
In Samoa?
yeah, in Samoa.
Fesa tu nui Samoa?
Yeah. O Vaiala, Vailofaleata, Safune, all over. Vailima, kiro foi a kako ia e...
E te rea alta.
Ia, e lula so a ko whaalau nga.
Yeah, lele, malo. Now, looking back on your journey and what pivotal moments or stories that defined your path in journalism and solidified your passion for the field?
Yeah, okay. So a really good question, but also really hard because it's, I think maybe for me, I had a very unusual entry into journalism and the media work. I had returned to Samoa, as I mentioned. I was there to help my family with their family business, and out of nowhere someone approached me because they had read some of my writing, just my own personal writing. You know, Yasula, we had those online blogs. I used to my little reflections here and there, and someone had approached me about writing for the government newspaper because they were looking for some writers. So that's how I got into it. Yeah. Ole afioga tupola tirita vita. He took me on, as well as Wale Pali Taimalangi. He was my mentor in the press secretariat. Yeah, so I started 2010 onwards. Yeah, but that's how I entered officially as a writer, as a journalist, in communications as well.
Did you study in journalism, or? I
have no formal training, so it was just
journalism?
Yeah, it was just something that came out of nowhere. I wasn't even planning.
It's your talent, it's a blessing.
When he was still alive, he used to say this to me as well.
Wow, with the great wealth of knowledge and experience. Anyway, have you seen media landscape evolved over the years, and what shifts, have most challenged or inspired your approach to reporting?
Yeah, very good question. Yes, short answer, yes. I think the biggest change has been social media. I'm sure you can agree with that as well. It's really changed how people interact, share, and take in information. Yeah, back in the day,
correct.
That was the Bible for information, for news. Nowadays, then you take that as news.
That's basically what it is at the moment.
Yeah, so that's been the biggest change that I've seen over the last few years. Also the development, the growth of, I guess officially it's called citizen journalism. Just the everyday person who thinks that they would like to talk about news or anything, current affairs, current events. Sometimes there's a line there that's blurred between interest as a person in whatever's happening, and also if you're sharing that onto other people as fact. Sometimes because you do require some training or some kind of knowledge on how to navigate and present information for others. So yeah, that's been a big change from what I've seen.
For what you have seen, and considering that, what's your advice? What are the guiding principles and values that helped you navigate difficult editorial decisions, especially when you're covering sensitive and high stakes stories?
Yeah. For me, I've always lent on my family. Especially my father, who has now passed. He used to advise me a lot in the early days. So I was very strong-willed, and everything was pro this, pro that. It was very black and white. But I guess they help us to see the bigger picture. So for me, that the foundation of my family, being able to talk openly with them about different issues and take in perspectives that I might not have realized at the time, that was a big help for me in navigating very difficult situations and times where I had to make a decision that may not always agree with my personal values.
Correct.
Yeah. So for me it was definitely family.
So what's your advice that you would give to emerging journalists and who they would like to make a meaningful impact in today's fast-paced, often polarized media environment, especially with Samoan media?
Yes. We have such a big gap in terms of the numbers of Pacifica journalists. There's not enough. So my advice would be, if you feel like this is possibly a pathway or career that you feel inside that you want to pursue, I suggest go for it. If you're kind of half and half about it, or just thinking, it might be something cute to do for a few years, I don't recommend that, because you have to have very thick skin. You have to deal with people, talking about you or not helping you, looking down on you. So I think if you have some kind of a passion for writing, you want to tell a story, you have a curiosity about life, about your community. It can be anything too. It's not just news. We have the different avenues for reporting. We have sports journalism, we have entertainment, culture. So if you know that you have that in you, I suggest you pursue it, and try and writing and reading a lot and understanding everything around you is the biggest way that you can build up your knowledge base and be able to report on everything around you in an accurate and fair way.
Ya malo fa tai lo sunga ni Leiataualesa ya mo na yo tatu tama fa mitina lo fa fonga mai mo tama lawa ang mai sa no pe tano foi tau fa mataltala ya a me se foi lu tu lai mai tu stala pe fe o ala mani vai nga ma fuai ona anga fa tino nei foi fa moi pole nei talino tu stala.
Yeah, for me, I guess maka from a passion for reading. It started from a very young age, and this was something support lavanga yo makua. They always encouraged us to read. My dad was a very, very voracious reader. Yeah, so it begins from there, the curiosity. What does this mean? What does that mean? So I feel like sometimes in our Pacifica families, our Samoan families, of course, or they have a drive for something, or they show a curiosity in something. There's
passion.
Passion. Sometimes we want to stop it because it gets in the way of whatever in the family situation. It's like you want to stop it. That kind of thing, But I'm a true believer in everybody has a purpose on this earth, and we all have different paths that are set out for us. So I would encourage our parents to really embrace. He was really into writing, reading. We're not all going to be netball players or rugby players. Not everybody wants to be a lawyer or a doctor. Sometimes it's, look beyond that. So yeah.
Mele nei se fulu tau sanga talu na enu ngalu fo Samoa se pa il tau sang fo na via fa tonu mo stai mele tu mau i tato newspaper Observer. Ya. La sau sila fo ile se swing o tustu singa ya mai se le tulanga o ia fa sala la nga ma me o fe utana i telephone. Tu si o telephone.
Fainga o kari ku lo fisili se yuri. It's difficult for me because I like to support our reporters, our Pacifica reporters. I may say, especially in Samoa, there's not many of them. They get harassed a lot. A lot of abuse, hurled at them. So I don't necessarily want to nitpick or complain about their writing so much. And Marco chat group we which is fine, but to me it's more important to show some solidarity in the public because they're going out there, all sorts of personal issues come out. Like if I say story, like find my kala, situations like that. So, but in terms of, I guess maybe the only level of the writing, is that what you're referring to? The reporting?
Yeah, especially just wing well, especially lately, the mele tupu mai wa afia Christiania le tatu la utustale Samoa. Pe wa or papu pui fo lele. Me se le swing a lele il tong fai tu sil tala ya le fo in me e popo tau o tu la funu e pela tulanga le afia I la utustale Samoa. Yeah. Pe le freedom of speech, where is the feme to toile line not twelve.
Yeah, well, mangingo lava kulanga ngai ilalo kulafongo. You as long as you're factual,
factual based.
As long as it's fact based, then whatever you write is allowed. You can't bring your opinions in there, mangi your personal feelings.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's when you start to get into the situation where you might, get sued. In terms of, I guess, the writing, I think one of the disappointing things for me, and it's not specific to one media outlet or one person, is that it's quite clear that there are preferred political affiliations for a lot of our media back home. I think that's probably because it's a small country. It's a small country and everyone's connected. But for myself too, I have my own personal preferences. I have family members who are running for parliament, friends, but sometimes it's a bit disappointing to see it very much one-sided. I'm not going to name any names, but I guess it's really up to the viewers, or the readers, to decide
on that.
Yeah, but I actually am very happy to see the JAWS initiatives that they've put up, the Journalists Association of Samoa, because they're addressing a lot of these issues as well, and it's good to see a lot of the young journalists come up. They're really getting
young
in
emerging
there. Yeah,
journalists.
I love it. It's great. That's the future.
La sa fo tuanga mo walom fana ul tatu atunu fia be matu stala looking forward for really what basically look to fa sa mo tatan no anga no fa para for the sake of
yes,
la se fo tuanga fo I may say aluma fana sa mo la fapia I don't know se coupe la me
yes I guess okay. I think if you're going to do it, do it with your obviously do your job. Number one, what you've been trained to do, or someone has shared or mentored you to do. But also don't forget where you come from and also your values. Don't forget that you are also representing your community. I le whapea o le whai aku e awangi if so coverage if there's a sensitive issue, but also keep in the back of your mind that what makes you unique is your culture, the fact that you're Samoan or a person of the Pacific. So that's my advice. Whakio belonga wenga, even if you come across some difficult situations, as long as you have a good foundation and values that you stick to, and obviously media ethics, then you'll be fine.
Yep, malo fa tai ya me ni olo fa anga mo tatu atnu. Ya fa fo ia le ya lu wo mai ngam pa anga le ne fiafi. Me ni olo fa anga mo fa fo mai le tatu atnu.
Okay, yeah. Whaftai lava morenea manoa se Yuli. I want to say a big thank you to everyone tuning in and showing interest in what I have to say today, I suppose. I hope to bring more of our coverage on the elections that's coming up, as we all know. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend ahead, and I thank you very much, PMN Samoa, for this wonderful opportunity.
Malo whaftai. Atatele I afoni. Ngai fa umena ta fatano. After tele lau sunga fo ile ata ul Samoa le abnoa. Fa yo na fa abnoa mai lo bisi a me so la te fa ngai mo va ti de ro la o gadwen. Ya le o fa fu se ia wa fitwala ile ya lau sunga le ata le sa ono le tal sanga tu e te su mai mana ya la ngai ole nganga ya ta to fa e fo I se fo tu langa we tu la me gai ya fa after tele mo nefia. O hani telefone Pulele mo tato e fa fo bai o la o lunga tala noanga I tu to bit.
Ola Kalangor Cook Islands, Papua New Guinea. I le masesi of city mai about Samoa. Kusanga le denki alenga me vesi ia.
Now, what was the latest update on the dengue fever in Samoa?
Well, ola e whanga solar fumigations, ola and the schools are still closed. Ili koe au mai asesi update. Yeah, they haven't issued another update. But the last one was Sidiak Malelima cases were confirmed. So
Ele tu sale ngata ile to lima for confirmed and okay to lima in tamaiti fana umali.
Very sad.
Ya malo vaftai ya le sunga ya le ata ul sa susinia por tanto tu stala sinia lo fa uduri vaenga o tanto telefone ile tanto ala leo.